Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
We're sitting here with Norma Linda. I'm Paul Sweeney. Let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move today. We can do that with Bloomberg's Touch on Adari. Touch on, there's a lot of names to look at today. What are you focusing on?
Exactly. Well, I picked three names because I think they underscored the divergence between big tech riding the AI boom and the rest dealing with tariff concerns. So by that, I'm looking at Meta up 12%, hitting a record high here after crushing estimates this quarter. A really strong quarter. You know, its largest revenue surprise in at least 2 years. And with this move, a 12% move after earnings, that marks its best post-earnings rally since February 2024 when they introduced their first ever dividend. And lots of eyes on AI spending there. They did narrow that forecast, didn't quite boost it, but signaled that in 2026 we will see more spending. But investors are not bothered because the results core's message here and Zuckerberg's core message on the call was that AI spending is paying off here and now and not years later. And I think that's starting to convince investors that maybe all this overvaluation or bubble concerns aren't really that justified.
Capex is really the story here this earnings season. It feels as though that's really what the focus is for investors as we're thinking a lot about these big tech earnings. I'm looking at Mag 7 stocks more broadly. Of course, NVIDIA is the front runner, as you'd expect, but Meta being the second best performing stock today, or this year rather. You're also looking at Microsoft.
Yes, Microsoft also hitting a record high, although pulling back from its session highs here a little bit. Capex is the story there as well. They hit a record $24 billion in Capex spend this quarter. They signaled an even bigger one in the next quarter. But, you know, the key story here is that these numbers would have been more problematic if we didn't deliver on the results, but these companies are delivering. And I think that's the most important message and one that tech investors are rewarding right now.
Definitely.
All right, we got one more here. Qualcomm, what's happening there?
Yeah, so Qualcomm would be part of the rest, you know, that are dealing with sort of the potential tariff weakness. They are exposed more to the consumer goods. They're slightly under pressure here. It's gone down more, down 4%. The ticker there is QCOM. And that's largely on a pretty good quarter. But there was a little bit of softness in the smartphone-related market that is fueling concerns that tariffs are going to take a toll on this industry, and analysts are saying the strength in their fiscal third quarter was because people sort of pulled that demand forward, and that will leave the next quarters or the next year's results a little bit at risk there. So it will be interesting to see what the CEO has to say.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.